Hello, Gina. So your new film, Trapped. Now, if people haven't caught this yet, what is it about?
So I play Raye. She's the lead female, and um, she's a young woman, and she's rebuilding herself again after a abusive relationship. And the story is about her trying to find her voice again.
So, having watched it, it's not an easy role for any actress. So, before you came to be in it, can you tell me about how you went about auditioning for the role?
So I got the script from my agent, and it was about 5 p.m. on a Friday, and it was my birthday weekend, and we just come out of COVID as well, so it was a funny time. And I remember, you're as happy as you are to get an audition. I just remember thinking, oh, really? On my birthday weekend? And they'd sent the whole script and said, pick two scenes. And I thought, great, now I've got to read the whole script. So I sort of, flicking through it, and then I was like, oh wow, this is really good. So happily, read through the whole script a couple of times, and then did a couple of scenes and sent it off. And then I was actually, they always say if you want to work as an actor, book a holiday. And I was due to go away, and then I got the call to say that we were going ahead and I'd got the role. And I was like, oh no, what do I do? But of course, I cancelled the holiday and took the job gladly. So yeah, it was a funny one because I was so sort of, and then over the moon. So it was a real roller coaster.
Which scenes did you choose to use as your audition piece?
Oh gosh, I did the scene. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a scene at the pub that Craig Fairbrass is in, and she gives quite it's a pivotal moment for her.
Yeah,
I did that scene, and oh gosh, I can't even remember, the second one.
I put you
But
on
I,
the
I
spot
loved.
there.
I know I should have gone back and watched it, but I hate watching myself. So yeah.
So, obviously, the theme of the story of the film is domestic violence. Never an easy watch for audiences. But did you get to do much research with victims and victim support groups at all?
So from getting the script to actually being on set, I'll be honest, it was quite a quick turnaround. So as soon as I got that call, I just tried to spend as much of my time researching, watching things online. I was able to speak to a couple of people that had, directly um, experienced that. And I think we all have an idea of well, I did anyway, naively of what maybe domestic abuse might look like or how it is, but actually speaking to um, someone that has gone through it gave me a better idea, and hopefully I was able to portray that because I mean, unless you've been in that situation, I don't think anyone really knows how they would respond. And I think for me, I tried to try and approach it with care and respect.
Was there anything that when you were talking to people who had endured this sort of thing that kind of surprised you or shocked you?
I think just how prevalent it is. I really, you hear it, oh, it affects a lot of people, but actually the numbers, I think it's something like 1 in 5 adults, so that's men included, but actually I think in the UK it's 1 in 4, or 1 in 3 worldwide, women will experience domestic abuse. And just when you think like how many friends you have, statistically what that means is just we really don't talk about it enough because it affects a lot of people.
So when you came around to shooting the scene, shooting the film rather, there are a lot of quite very demanding scenes for any artist to do. What did you find the most difficult scene or scenes to do in the film for yourself?
I tried to obviously prepare as much, but I think the my blind spot was actually how I was, as me as an actor, was going to feel in the scenes. And we had a wonderful cast, wonderful crew, a stunt coordinator. So we had rehearsed things, but I remember there's a scene in the kitchen,
Mm.
and Shane has his hand around my neck, and I've never had someone's hand around my neck before. And actually, even though I'd, in my head gone through it, actually in that moment, it was horrible. And that was with someone that I trusted, and we were in a scene, but just the physicality of it, and yeah, I found harder than I'd sort of mentally prepared for. But I mean, with Eric, I was very well supported, and it was more just how that actually felt.
That yes, I know the scene you mean, and there's another aspect of that scene as well. I think it's that scene, and I'm always uh, interested into how actresses and actors sustain what you've got, which is tears, crying, and obviously it's not a one-off. It's having to do that time and time again, take after take, however many takes there were, even if it's two takes. How do you sustain that?
I'll be honest, I was so worried because I thought, what if I don't cry? And I studied, I mean, I'm sure people have heard of different acting techniques, but I work quite a lot with the Meisner technique, and it's very much putting yourself in the moment. And I'm on set, and I think Shane had given me a tear stick just in case, and I've not used one before. But I remember doing the scene, and a tear came naturally, and immediately I went in my head, and I was like, "Oh, you're." But it was weird. I think I was so invested, and working with other talented actors just draws you into them, and yeah, they just come. Like, and I didn't want to go for a point where I just decide to cry at a moment, because I'm very much of the school of thought, I don't know if I'm going to cry, because what I do depends on what the other person does, because I'm responding to them. So the tears would just arrive, and sometimes they wouldn't stop. So yeah, I can't say I've got a magic thing to do that works.
So to end on something a little bit lighter, going forward, you've got these bundle of films behind you, but going forward, what's the dream role? What's the role that you'd really like to do?
Oh, I think there's so many different things I want to do. I mean, this in some ways was a dream role. I mean, to play something that was so nuanced. I think she doesn't speak a huge amount in the role, but a lot of that was internalized, and was a silent strength, which I really enjoyed. But in terms of what's next, and I just want to keep working with, great scripts, and doing lots of different things, and just pushing out the bow. I can't say there's one thing I want to do. I'm greedy. I want to do all the things.